Hey everyone! Ready to explore the vibrant culture of Cuba? We're talking classic cars, colorful buildings, and beaches that'll make you say, "Ay caramba!" Let's dive into the top 5 must-visit places in this beautiful country. We're talking history, culture, and maybe even a little salsa dancing. So buckle up, grab your imaginary passports, and get ready for some serious FOMO, because we're about to embark on a Cuban adventure. First stop, Havana. Picture this: vintage cars, rainbow-colored buildings, and salsa music filling the air. You can't come to Havana and not check out Old Havana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We're talking cobblestone streets, historic plazas, and architecture that'll transport you back in time. Speaking of food, get ready for some culinary delights. From ropa vieja to those famous Cuban sandwiches, your taste buds are in for a treat. And don't even get me started on the mojitos. Just make sure you pace yourself, amigo. Now, if you want to experience the real heart and soul of Havana, you've got to hit up a local paladar. These are family-run restaurants, often right in someone's home, where you can get an authentic taste of Cuban cuisine. And of course, no trip to Havana is complete without a ride in one of those iconic classic cars. Just imagine yourself cruising down the Malecón, the famous seaside promenade, with the wind in your hair and the Cuban sun on your face. Check out the Museo de la Revolución for a glimpse into Cuba's fascinating history, or catch a show at the Tropicana Club, a legendary cabaret. Havana is a city that will captivate your senses and leave you wanting more. It's a place where history, culture, and music collide in a vibrant tapestry that's impossible not to fall in love with. Soak it all in, amigos, and get ready for the next stop on our Cuban adventure. All right, amigos, after all that exploring in Havana, it's time to kick back and relax on the stunning beaches of Varadero. We're talking white sand, crystal clear turquoise water, and palm trees swaying in the breeze. Varadero is basically the Miami Beach of Cuba, but with way more charm. So grab your sunscreen, your swimsuit, and your sense of adventure, because we're about to soak up some serious vitamin D. First things first, you gotta experience those beaches. We're talking over 12 miles of pristine coastline, so you're sure to find the perfect spot to lay out your towel and work on your tan. And if you're feeling active, there's plenty to do, from swimming and snorkeling to jet skiing and windsurfing. But hey, relaxing on the beach can work up an appetite, right? Good thing Varadero has some amazing seafood restaurants where you can feast on fresh-caught fish, lobster, and shrimp. Now, if you're looking for a little adventure, head over to Parque Yosoni. This beautiful park is home to lush gardens, a lake where you can rent paddle boats, and even a mini train that takes you on a tour of the grounds. And speaking of peace and quiet, if you're looking for a truly unique experience, check out Cueva de Ambrosio. This ancient cave is home to fascinating rock formations, pre-Columbian pictographs, and even a colony of bats. Varadero is also a great place to experience some of Cuba's vibrant nightlife. Whether you're looking to relax on pristine beaches, explore natural wonders, or experience the local nightlife, Varadero has something for everyone. So soak it all in, amigos, and get ready for the next leg of our Cuban adventure. Get ready to step back in time, amigos, because we're headed to Trinidad, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's like a perfectly preserved time capsule of colonial Cuba. We're talking cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages, and colorful buildings with wrought iron balconies. Now, Trinidad is a small town, but it's big on charm. You can easily spend a day or two just wandering the streets, soaking up the atmosphere, and taking in all the history. One of the best ways to experience Trinidad is to simply get lost in its labyrinthine streets. You never know what hidden gems you'll stumble upon, whether it's a charming courtyard cafe, a local artisan's workshop, or a lively plaza where you can watch the world go by. Speaking of coffee, make sure you try a Café Cubano while you're in Trinidad. It's strong, sweet, and the perfect pick-me-up after a long day of exploring. And if you're feeling adventurous, try a canchanchara, a local specialty made with rum, honey, lemon juice, and water. Now, if you're looking for a little history, head over to the Plaza Mayor, the heart of Trinidad. This beautiful square is surrounded by historic buildings, including the Iglesia Parroquial de la Santísima Trinidad, a stunning church with a bell tower that offers panoramic views of the town. But wait, there's more! Trinidad is also a great base for exploring the nearby Valle de los Ingenios, a valley dotted with sugar mills that date back to the 18th and 19th centuries. You can take a tour of the mills, learn about the history of sugar production in Cuba, and even take a ride on a steam train. And if you're looking for a truly unique experience, check out the nearby Playa Ancon. This beautiful beach is just a short drive from Trinidad and offers crystal clear water, white sand, and plenty of opportunities for swimming, snorkeling, and sunbathing. Trinidad is a place where time seems to stand still. So soak it all in, amigos, and get ready for the next stop on our Cuban adventure. Hold on to your hats, amigos, because we're headed to Viñales, a lush valley in western Cuba that's like stepping into a real-life Jurassic Park. Minus the dinosaurs, of course. This place is a nature lover's paradise, with towering limestone cliffs called mogotes, emerald green tobacco fields, and caves that'll make you feel like you've stumbled upon a hidden world. Now, Viñales is all about getting back to nature, so ditch those fancy shoes and slip on some comfy hiking boots. We're going to explore hidden trails, marvel at breathtaking views, and maybe even learn a thing or two about how they make those famous Cuban cigars. First things first, you got to experience the Valle de Viñales, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's like a scene straight out of a movie. We're talking rolling hills, towering mogotes, and traditional farmhouses dotting the landscape. It's the perfect place to take a hike, go horseback riding, or just soak up the scenery. And speaking of scenery, you can't miss the Mirador Los Jazmines. This lookout point offers panoramic views of the valley that'll make you want to shout "Ay caramba" from the rooftops. Now, Viñales is famous for its tobacco fields, and for good reason. This region produces some of the finest tobacco in the world, and you can see the whole process up close and personal. Visit a local tobacco farm, learn about the different stages of cultivation, and maybe even roll your own cigar. But wait, there's more! Viñales is also home to some incredible caves, including the Cueva del Indio, where you can take a boat ride through an underground river. It's like something out of an Indiana Jones movie, but with less snakes and more stalactites. And if you're feeling adventurous, check out the Mural de la Prehistoria. This massive mural painted on a mogote depicts the evolution of life on Earth. Viñales is a place where you can escape the hustle and bustle of modern life and reconnect with nature. So soak it all in, amigos, and get ready for the final stop on our Cuban adventure. Get ready to move your feet, amigos, because we're headed to Santiago de Cuba, the heart and soul of Cuban music and culture. This city is bursting with life, from the colorful streets and lively plazas to the infectious rhythms of salsa, son, and rumba that seem to emanate from every corner. It's like Havana's cooler, more laid-back cousin, with a side of revolutionary history. Now, Santiago de Cuba is a city that's best experienced with all your senses. So open your ears to the music, your nose to the aromas of spices and coffee, and your heart to the warmth and hospitality of the Santiago people. First things first, you got to experience the heart of Santiago Parque Céspedes. This bustling square is the perfect place to soak up the atmosphere, people watch, and maybe even catch an impromptu music performance. And if you're feeling brave, try your hand at dominoes with the locals. Just be prepared to lose, they're pros. Now, Santiago de Cuba is steeped in history, especially revolutionary history. Head over to the Cuartel Moncada, a former military barracks that was attacked by Fidel Castro and his revolutionaries in 1953. Today, it's a museum where you can learn about the Cuban Revolution and see where it all began. But hey, it's not all about history in Santiago. This city knows how to party. Head over to the Casa de la Trova, a legendary music venue that's been hosting some of Cuba's biggest names in music for decades. It's the perfect place to catch a live show, sip on a mojito, and dance the night away. And speaking of dancing, you can't leave Santiago without experiencing the city's famous carnival. Held every July, this week-long celebration is a riot of color, music, and dance. Think Rio de Janeiro's carnival, but with a Cuban twist. But wait, there's more. Santiago de Cuba is also a great base for exploring the surrounding area. Head to the Castillo de San Pedro de la Roca, a 17th century fortress perched on a cliff top overlooking the bay. Santiago de Cuba is a city that will captivate your senses and ignite your soul. Thanks for joining us on this Cuban adventure. We've explored historic cities, relaxed on pristine beaches, and maybe even learned a few salsa steps along the way. Remember those classic cars in Havana? The stunning beaches of Varadero, the colonial charm of Trinidad, the lush landscapes of Viñales, and the infectious energy of Santiago de Cuba. Man, what a trip! So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags, book your flights, and get ready to experience the magic of Cuba for yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel tips and exciting destinations. See you next time!